I'm always getting questions about how often do I do a keratin treatment? How often do I use bond builders? How often do I clarify my hair? Can I use proteins and bond builders together? And in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how often I do all of those things to my hair, but also what signs that tells me when it's time to do a certain treatment or something specific to my hair. Hey guys, it's Nadine Viewer here. If you are new, welcome. Just a girl on my natural hair journey with a little bit of lifestyle. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, you are literally more than welcome to. Not only am I going to let you know how often I do certain things to my hair, but I'm also going to let you know when I know it's time for me to do certain things to my hair, if that makes sense. Because I'm very big on knowing your hair, because there's no one size fits all for a lot of these different things. And I am a straight haired natural who's currently navigating my hair journey, who's currently using sew-ins as a protective style. And a lot of these things have even changed because of that. But today I'm going to be talking to you about when I wear my hair in its natural and straight state. So let's get into the video. The question one I always get is, how often do I clarify my hair? At least once a month. Now, when I say clarify, I think that this can mean like different things to different people. When I'm clarifying, I'll typically use a shampoo that contains sulfate. The one that I've been using recently is the Mizani charcoal, active charcoal, and like something else, what's it called? It's a hydrating and a clarifying shampoo. Just if you guys have been here for a while, you know I'm big on hydrating my hair. So it's only right that even when I'm clarifying, I am still using a shampoo that still has some hydrating benefits to it. And the main reason why I choose to go for a shampoo that contains sulfates is because I use a lot of silicones in my hair journey, especially as a straight natural, and I feel like the sulfates really get that out. However, a sulfate free option that I really do like is the Eden Body Works tea tree and peppermint shampoo. I really like that one. The only thing I don't like is how dry it makes my hair feel. I know that clarifying shampoos are drying anyway, but I do not like my hair to feel like hay and straw after a good clarifying session. I want my hair to still feel soft and like hair, and I think that's just a personal preference. If you guys have any good recommendations on clarifying shampoos, let me know, because I actually need to experiment. How I know for me it's time to clarify my hair is, like, let's say I've done a wash day like the week before or however long before, and it takes like 3-4 times for me to lather with my hydrating shampoo. So if I'm struggling to lather with a regular shampoo, then I will know that there's a bit of product buildup on my hair and I need to reach for something stronger. Like, or if I can start to feel that my hair is starting to feel a little bit like there's a coating on top of it that isn't natural, that typically comes from either the overuse of silicones or I haven't clarified my hair like thoroughly enough. So if your hair is starting to exhibit one of those two feelings of like your hair's not lathering the same way that it usually does with a shampoo that usually lathers really well for you, maybe you need to reach for something a little bit stronger. Next question is, how often should you be using Olaplex and bond builders on your natural hair? I feel like this might be a controversial one. The answer for me is every single wash day. So in every single wash day, I will have one product that has some kind of bond building property. I usually reach for the Redken acidic bonding, and I usually do that as a standalone treatment, or sometimes I will use Olaplex number 8 as a deep conditioning treatment. I wouldn't use like a whole line of a bond builder personally, because I just don't think there's any need. I just reach for specific treatments and use those specific treatments as treatment. The reason why I personally use bond builders every single wash day is, one, because I am heat styling and heat styled. I'm a straight hair natural, so I use a lot of heat on my hair, and bond builders are really good at helping to repair disulfide bonds, which are typically broken by various different things but also heat. And the second reason is because, unlike protein treatments, bond building treatments work by repairing broken bonds, where with traditional protein treatments you can get like things like protein overload. You don't really experience that, or you can't really experience that with bond builders that don't have any protein in them, because there's no way to over bond your hair. Do you know what I mean? Like, it targets broken bonds. So if there's no broken bond, you're not exactly going to do your hair any harm by overusing a bond builder. So I'll have my Amazon storefront linked in the bottom and list all my favorite bond builders, because there's a lot. And I'm like an advocate for bond builders. Like, they have changed the game for my hair. So the next question that I always get off the back of like this bond builder question is, can you use bond builders and protein treatments at the same time? And the answer is yes, but it also depends on the bond builder that you're using. So some bond builders have protein in them. The Curlsmith Bond Curl has a mixture of both bond builder and protein. So if I was using the Curlsmith Bond Curl, I would use that as a standalone treatment. where treatments like Olaplex only contain bond builders and not protein. So you're safe to use like Olaplex number 3, Olaplex number 0, Olaplex number 8 with another protein treatment in order to get like the double strengthening. And in my opinion, I'm an advocate for both using protein and bond builders, because I mean, I already love proteins in the first, I already love protein anyway, and bond builders together. The reason being is because bond builders work on the inner surface and the inner layers of your hair. Like I said, they help to repair bonds that are like internally, where protein treatments are very good at working on the surface of your hair and strengthening your hair like externally. So it's like a double, like, you know. How often do I use leave-in conditioner? And I'm gonna answer this as a straight hair natural, right? Guys, this might be controversial. I think it is. I use leave-in conditioner almost every day, even as a straight haired natural. Before I wrap my hair and do like my bedtime routine and wrap my hair, I will apply leave-in conditioner only to my ends and only the tiniest amount, mainly because I believe leave-in conditioner is a really good way for keeping your ends moisturized and stopping your hair from getting dry and brittle and your ends from like fraying. Whilst a lot of people like to avoid putting any kind of product on their straight hair, I like to just use a small amount of leave-in conditioner, a small amount of oil before I wrap my hair, in order to just like keep my hair's health, especially my ends. I won't do this every night. Obviously, if my hair's starting to feel a little bit weighed down, I might skip the leave-in conditioner and oiling that day. The best way to tell if your ends need moisture is if they feel dry and if they look physically dry, so frizzy, brittle, kind of like fraying out a little bit. The next question I get is, how often should you do a keratin treatment? I actually use an amino acid treatment, which is a less strong version of a keratin treatment, in order to maintain my hair kind of like in its straight state. I always call it a keratin treatment, but it's not technically, but it's the same thing, right? So the treatment that I use is the Revlon texture release. It's actually an amino acid system, and it says on the instructions that it needs to be reapplied after 2 months. And if I was to go to a salon to get it done, if I've not had it done in like 2 months, they would do a whole new treatment, if that makes sense. Like, they wouldn't do a touch-up, they would do my whole head. Personally, I feel like that's a bit too much, and whilst I usually do advocate for like following the instructions on the tin, I think a keratin treatment, how long a keratin treatment lasts on your hair very much depends on how you maintain it, right? So if you're washing your hair often with sulfate shampoos, your keratin treatment's not going to last as long as if you're not washing your hair as often, or if you're not styling it as often. So I feel like the sweet spot for me has been every 4 to 5 months. When my hair is freshly keratin treatment, there is no curl whatsoever. Like, the curls have left the chat. I'm not sure if you guys have seen one of my videos when my hair's like freshly keratin treated, but it's bone pin straight. But when my hair starts to revert back, basically, and my roots start to become like back to my type 4 texture, and my curls start to come back in the lengths of my hair, that's when I know it's time to do a keratin treatment again soon. At the moment, I have obviously got a sew-in in, so I've not done a keratin treatment on my hair because it's away. So yeah, I'm still navigating that as a sew-in babe. I'm gonna wrap this up here so that this video isn't crazy long, and quite frankly, I've been talking for ages. I think a part 2 of this video will definitely be coming, so I can give you guys more frequently asked questions about how often I do certain things to my hair. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.